Hey there, brothers and sisters. I have been running and running and running, but I got my house moved. I'm into the new business. I am upside down and topsy-turvy. I'm living in an RV and moved out of my big, huge house, and I have been bouncing from place to place, but I am content. I'm whole. And today, I want to talk to you about being able to change, being able to adapt, being able to handle the new season when God calls you into a new season. I'm going to read to you from Mark chapter 2, and particularly from Mark chapter 2, verse 22. 2:22. One time, the disciples of John the Baptizer and the Pharisees were fasting. So they came to Jesus and asked, "Why is it that John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees are fasting, but your disciples are not?" Jesus answered and said, "How can the sons of the bride chamber fast when the bridegroom is right next to them? As long as the bridegroom is with them, they won't fast. But the days of fasting will come when the bridegroom is taken from them. And who would mend worn-out clothing with new fabric? When the new clothes shrink, it'll rip, making the tear worse than before. And who would pour fresh wine into an old wineskin? Eventually, the wine will ferment and make the wineskin stretch, burst, and you'll lose everything. The wine will be spilled, and the wineskin will be ruined. Instead, new wine will always be poured into a new wineskin." We have to be ready, brothers and sisters, for a new season. We're always asking God for a new season in our lives. We're always asking Him for new things, greater things, better things. But are we ready to stretch? Are we ready to hurt? Are we ready to jump up and run when God says run? Are you ready to keep running when God hasn't said stop? When God says run, we're not supposed to run 5 feet and stop and look at Him. When God says run, and you don't stop running until He says stand still or stop. We have to be able, if we're going to be a new wineskin, if we're going to contain new wine, we have to be ready to change. We have to be ready to accept all kinds of changes. We have to be ready to let go of the things that give us comfort. And we have to be ready to sleep on floors. We have to be ready to adapt. We have to be ready to let go of the little comforts and to be satisfied with where we are and what we have. And that place the new place where you are can become a comfort of its own. But you have to be willing to get there. You have to be willing to go there. And you have to be willing to remain there until the next season comes. Be ready for change. Big things are changing right now. God is making an entire world a transfer of wealth to His people. God is changing everything. Be ready to adapt. Be ready to change. If your today looks like yesterday, then you need to let go of some things. Be blessed, brothers and sisters. When God says run, you run.